Imran, many times I have been asked that AI and especially agentic AI, it's going to hurt the economies.
One wrong move can make you go down.
Not having a clarity that what decisions will bring the outcomes, what outcomes will come with the decisions that I take as a leader, naturally brings the feeling of fear.
And it's about the augmentation of technology and combining it with human, which we call physical plus digital. That's truly differentiating the work that we are doing with respective organizations today.
The foundation has one part missing when we're talking about agentic AI, and that foundational part is about the ethics, the values, the boundaries in which these agents have to work.
So I think the business model is changing. It's going more towards where you become part of the value ecosystem.
If the boundaries allow you to share some information on some of the agents that you are working.
So we have built an agent based on a digital twin, which is a human-like avatar, which knows about the participant more than the participant knows about themselves.
Imran, many times I have been asked that AI and especially agentic AI, it's going to hurt the economies, particularly when it is going to cost us a lot of jobs. And we do have evidence that it is going to cost us a lot of jobs.
But it is going to add productivity as well on the other side.
Absolutely.
So is it hurting economy or benefiting economy?
If you allow me, I'd like to share something.
Yeah.
Imran, do you know what was the world population in 1925?
About
somewhere around 2 billion. Just within a span of 100 years, 2024 or 25, we are at almost 8.1, 8.2. And we are expected to be 10 billion humans on this planet. The point I'm trying to make is that we were able to accommodate these additional 6 billion humans on the planet. And these 6 additional billion people were not living in jungles, right? We built homes for them, we built jobs for them, we built roads, universities, train, communication, AI. We did it. Moving forward, with the power that we have with AI, I think we are getting more and more powerful. The problems that we could not solve in the past, we will be able to solve it in the future.
So, but you started by saying it's going to hurt the economy. It's not hurting the economy, it's benefiting the economy.
Absolutely. I say people ask this question because that's the human nature. You remember, the survival mode of the human is to find out that, what could be the challenges or pitfalls or threats that can come into the new opportunities. But I look at it from another perspective. I think we are going into the times of our life on this planet. We are going to get so much powerful that things will get better. There will be more opportunities. But I don't know, how do you see the role of leadership in this?
The role of leadership is very interesting, Syed. These are chaotic times, to be very honest. I mean, the question you get is not out of place. It's a right question. And the reason is that leaders have found the sense of, lost the sense of direction. It's very difficult to navigate in this scenario. Things are changing at a pace which is unheard of. It's unprecedented. Now, the role of a leader is to show direction to the organization. In this case, how do they show the direction? They themselves don't know what the direction is. If you ask me honestly, what is going to happen, I don't know. I cannot predict it. I cannot put the finger that this is what's going to happen. So leadership role comes under a lot of stress in this scenario. And I think as a true leader, those who have the flexibility and adaptability built into their nature would be able to thrive this context, and they would emerge as top leaders in today's world. We often hear the terminology in economics, which is demand elasticity, price elasticity. I think we need to come up with a terminology called leadership elasticity. So it is about that flexibility, that characteristic trait within a leader who can adapt in the moment and make things happen for the organization. It's very difficult to have, because imagine that you're a pilot with a plane in the air with passengers with you. And if you are faced with that uncertain environment and situation, there's a lot of stress on you. It's not easy. It's extremely difficult. One wrong move can make you go down and risk the lives of all the passengers on plane with you. It's a similar scenario with leaders today. And true leadership is becoming rare, because leadership in the past, the traditional leadership, has been very much traditional, in terms of linear approach, deliberation towards scenario planning and planning out A, B, C, D scenarios. You give them an E scenario and they are left thinking what to do. So that ability is rare, and we build that at London Strategy Center. We are using technology augmentation to bring it at the heart and challenge leadership so that we can bring up those traits in today's leader.
And Imran, building onto this, I believe that not having a clarity that what decisions will bring the outcomes, what outcomes will come with the decisions that I take as a leader, naturally brings the feeling of fear.
True.
Right? And what does fear do? The natural response of human in the times of fear is to stop, to halt, not act. So if a leader is in the emotion of a fear, they will have two options. Either to address that risk and probably step into the zone where they don't know what's going to happen, or just stay where they are. What do you think? Which option would be more suitable?
So I'll just take a step back, Syed. What is really happening is that organizations are sitting on a host of data. They're crunching this data and they're turning it into information. But what's really happening where their fear is spinning off is that leaders are drowned in information that we have today. So the fear is, of course, of the unknown, that is definitely there. But at the same time, they are inundated with information. And what we are doing differently at London Strategy Center is helping bring that clarity. It's like I have thrown you a ball of wool and I ask you start separating the threads out. The information that we hold in organizations today are throwing that ball of wool towards the CEO, towards the leadership of the organization, and they're busy separating the strands out. What artificial intelligence is doing at London Strategy Center is bringing clarity to that chaos. And it's about the augmentation of technology and combining it with human, which we call physical plus digital. That's truly differentiating the work that we are doing with respective organizations today. The work we are doing, Syed, has been truly turning heads. It has been truly making impact. We are driven by one purpose, and that is customization right to the deep core. And the purpose is making an impact. Making an impact happens right at that individual level, which then cascades throughout the organization when you bring all the organizational leadership together. And that is what's making the difference.
Amazing. Imran, one thing that I'd like to add here is that, especially with agentic AI and the role of leadership, I believe the role of leadership in these times, when they are developing the AI agents in their organization, is to set the foundation right. Because one thing, almost most of the people that are working in this industry would agree that the foundation has one part missing when we're talking about agentic AI. And that foundational part is about the ethics, the values, right? The boundaries in which these agents have to work. And probably that's where I think leadership has a huge role to play.
Syed, we are quite lucky that we are born in UK, in London. And I think as part of the British education system, one thing that holds a lot of value is the values themselves. It's part and parcel of the curriculum, of the infrastructure. And I can't emphasize on this point more. The second best part is that we bring in military philosophy to our approach. We are an organization where majority of our team members are former military officers, and with the principle, the leadership of our organization coming from the military background, it has been infused in our DNA. That approach of discipline, that approach of ethics, that approach of values, and I'm talking about British values, which truly differentiates us on the table. I'm very proud to share with you that when we win work and when we engage with our clients, one of the questions I ask them is, why did you choose us? And the pattern that I'm sensing and reading, the common pattern is they say it's about the impact that you guys talk about. We have not seen anything like that in any other proposal, in any other option that we had on the table. And it's not only about the impact, it's about the values that you're instilling. It's about the agility that you have. It's about the flexibility where we truly feel like partners with you. We don't feel like it's a transactional relationship. So I think the business model is changing. It's going more towards where you become part of the value ecosystem, rather than being very transactional, price-oriented, cost-oriented, and sending proposals. We have truly enabled that partnership model with our clients, and I'm very pleased with it.
Amazing. Imran, if you don't mind, would you like to share with us, especially when you say you are helping clients with agentic AI, if the boundaries allow you to share some information on some of the agents that you are working for the organizations, if you'd like to share one example with us, what type of agents are you working on?
You mean the agentic AI?
Yeah, how you're deploying it in the organizations?
Syed, we are working with emerging technologies. And our approach for emerging technologies is based on 3 core technologies. One is AI, which we say is the brain of the organization. One is the IoT, or the sensors. It is the backbone of the organization. And one is blockchain, which is the body of the organization. So we are combining these 3 technologies together. I'm not a tech expert, but we have a very accomplished technology team that is helping us deliver this for the organization. And we are constantly using these 3 technologies with helping our clients automate, making decisions faster, acting on their behalf. One of the examples I'll use is digital twins. We are using digital twins with one of the leading government organizations in Saudi market, where we are automating the way coaching and mentoring is done for early stage startups. The scenario is we have 4,000 participants to go through a coaching and mentoring program. The normal traditional model is you pick up human beings from the system, top leaders who volunteer themselves to coach these participants. But the reality is that it's a very hectic process. It becomes really cumbersome to put this together. Project management costs are very high. Getting people aligned on their time is very high. So we have built an agent based on a digital twin, which is a human-like avatar, which knows about the participant more than the participant knows about themselves, because the AI has been trained on the industry context. The AI has been trained on the complete profile of the participant. The AI has been trained on the economy's overarching structure. Now you combine those 3 elements together, it becomes really powerful, and there is no single individual that can replicate that behavior. So it's going to have a conversation with that participant. And while you're having that conversation, at the back end, it automatically starts filling in a charter. We call it a charter. We call it a business charter or business plan. It starts filling up that business plan for you. All of that is automated. And it's going to start compiling it. Just imagine the power of that business plan, how relevant, real time it would be for you as you take it forward. So this is really making a huge impact, especially at the small medium enterprise level. The same technology can be adapted in government sector. We are right now working with the Malaysian public sector. We are in the early stages of trying to create something very similar for the public sector in Malaysia to try and implement it in government organizations.
Interesting. And Imran, it brings me to a point, especially about the first point that we discussed in the start of this podcast, that how is it going to transform the jobs? How is it going to transform the economies? And this is exactly what it is. See, how the professions have been developed in orthodox or old school style is that we put the people, human, to learn and memorize a long part of experience, a long part of knowledge that has been created. What does a doctor do? The 5 years of training is to understand and memorize that how medicine is being delivered. Same goes for the judiciary. Same goes for the accounting, the memory part. Now, just tell me that who more than AI can memorize the data?
True.
If you can really create that capability where you can put emotions and judgment alongside a huge memory power to agentic AI, it will literally transform the jobs, and it will make it more impactful as well, right? And then what you were discussing about the small medium enterprises and how the digital twin you are developing, I think it's the application could be in multiple industries. Just imagine a digital twin working in the internal audit team, a digital twin working in the public sector, right?
And I would like to add a bit of clarity to it, that this aspect doesn't replace the human being. It only gives the human being more time to act in a right manner. At the start of this dialogue, I told you that the leadership traditionally has come to a point where they're inundated with data. They are making decisions. They're firefighting right now. So with this capability, you buy back time. Now you have time to make the right decisions. Now you have that technological orientation and amplification that gives you enough in your capability zone so that you can make the right decisions. So it's not replacing the leadership. It's actually augmenting and making them more powerful. It's taking the chaos out. It's bringing more, it's not about information. It's about equipping the leaders with decision options that they can choose and go with.
Absolutely. So, Imran, how do you conclude? What are the practical steps for our viewers who are watching it right now? What would you suggest them? What is the next small 3 steps that they can take?
The difficult part of this conversation is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Every situation is different and contextual. Every organization, therefore, we say that we are not trainers. We are not an institution. We are not a university. We are more in a consulting model where we don't call ourselves consultants as well, because consulting is done to you. We are advisors that is done with you. So we advise organizations, we work with organizations, we co-create value with them. And every organization is different. Every situation is different. So it's very hard to formulate 3 steps and give you that this is the formula. I think there is no formula. The right formula is working with you, understanding your situation. More than ever, it's about the problem. What is the problem that you're solving? Then talking about the solution. So I feel that I'll be wrong in my impressions if I give you a solution in 3 steps. There is no solution, unfortunately, in 3 steps. We would request the audience to connect with us. If they're interested in this journey, we are more than happy working with them, exploring with them. And this is what aspires us. This is what our true passion is about.
Absolutely. Imran, if you allow me, I would say that, yes, definitely there is no formula. But in case that, organization and leaders have to take some steps to get ready for the times that are coming, 3 things that I would like to highlight. Number 1 is find out the challenges, the problems that you want to solve.
True.
If you have immense power to solve them. So find that thing out. Number 2, get your digital readiness enhanced, because the times which are coming, whatever the technology, whatever the agents, whatever type of AI you would use, you would need your digital readiness. That's number 2. And number 3, and that is the most important one, get the governance part ready. And this is the most difficult part, because whatever you create will have to align with the governance inside the organization as well as at the country level or the region level. So these 3 things I would highlight, that this is something to be.
Yeah, we are operating at all those 3 levels. You have rightly identified the framework approach through which LSC is operating. We have our proprietary framework called IRA, Artificial Intelligence Readiness Assessment Framework, which sits at the core of it. And then we take forward. So highly recommend for the viewers to connect with us as we are on this exciting journey. And we'll be very happy to share with us what our capability is and to work with you in your designing your next future.